Buddy, J to the L to the B here. Today, as promised, I'm going to be reviewing a very special something. You see, earlier today and yesterday, I kept hearing this strange noise, these primal jungle drums. And I figured that only meant one thing. Since I reviewed Jumanji the movie, I thought it only best to review the game itself. So without further ado, here is my Jumanji board game from Milton Bradley. As you can see, it looks somewhat just like in the movie, only not quite so much. There are key differences, like for example, it's not exactly a board game that comes with everything in. You just lift open the flaps and you play, and it's not magic either. Now, as you can see on the front of the box, it says Jumanji The Game, a game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. And over in the corners, you've got all the Jumanji symbols. You've got an elephant, monkey, rhino, and then Pelt the Hunter from the movie. And you've also got a crocodile and a lion on the sides. These sides. Nothing on the others. Basically, this is everything that comes with it. You've got your 8-sided die, which takes the place of the 6-sided dice from the film. You've got a rhino token to block either yourself or your fellow players. You've got the player pawns, which look more like pawns that you find in the game of Trouble or Sorry. Got an hourglass. Why an hourglass? Because of these things here. These are rescue dies. You roll them in the game, and they have different symbols on them that you use to help your fellow players out of tight situations. You've got a die, you've got a tennis racket, you've got an hourglass. See? That's where the hourglass comes in, but unfortunately mine is broken. You've got the rope, you've got the raft, you've got the axe, you've got the sword, and you've got an open door. Basically, you roll them a certain number of times and determine whether you save or don't save your fellow player, or yourself. And this is basically what the game looks like when it's all spread out. Now, if you've seen the movie, obviously you know this. You know the goal of the game. Roll the die to move your token. No doubles can get another turn, unfortunately. And the first player to go all the way to the center here of Jumanji is the winner. Now, of course, here on the board, it has a very nice replica of what the board game in the movie looks like. Over here, where this rhino is where you place your rhino token. But over here, this row of 10 blank spaces here, that's where you put cards where you fail to save yourself or your fellow players. If you get to the 10th card, which is where this yellow Venus flytrap-like pod plant thing is, if you get there, everyone loses. It says, a card placed here brings dreadful news. The game is done, all players lose. And of course, on this side, you've got the basic stuff that you see in the movie, where it says, Jumanji, a game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. Adventurers beware, do not begin unless you intend to finish. And you've got the draw and discard piles here. Simply because you can't see the riddles of Jumanji here on the board, you have to use these cards here. Now, some of them you might recognize from the film, others not so much. For example, here's one that you might recognize from the movie, the earthquake scene. It says, you're almost... Oh wait, that's not the earthquake scene. That's not the earthquake scene. Aha! Here we are. Here's one you might be familiar with. This is from the attic scene. You better watch just where you stand. The floor is quicker than quicksand. And this is where your rescue die comes into play. Basically, you have to roll the axe, which is here. You have to roll it within three turns, or else you have to put that card in this area here. And if you manage to get complete the task, put the card in the discard pile here. As you can see there, it's decoded. It's a decoded card. As you can see, this is what the cards look like. that's a card that you see in the movie. But this is one that you don't see in the movie. It's the zebras. They're part of the Stampede, but you don't see a separate role for them. It's the zebra card, which has an open door, and you have a set number of turns. Each card has a set number of turns where you can save yourself or your opponent. Opponents, I mean. This is a 4-player game, after all. So, basically, it says, "Hush now, just listen. No complaints, no more gripes. The power belongs to the beasts with the stripes." Basically, that's an example of a card that you don't see in the movie. There are plenty of them, a whole deck full. But basically, the object of the game is obviously to reach the middle, but there are obstacles in your way, like these rhino spaces here. When you land on them, you have to put a rhino in your path. Or, if you land in this space here, you have to wait for a 5 or an 8 to be rolled on your turn. Then you can keep on moving. And of course, these blank spaces, when you land on one of them, you have to draw a card. And over here, it says, "In the jungle you must stay until disasters roll away." I think that basically means, well, I haven't played the game in so long. They're called jungle spaces, where you have to keep drawing cards and rolling until the rescue is successful. Where everyone must roll all players are trapped in the jungle. They all must roll an hourglass or matching symbol to rescue each other. Keep drawing cards and rolling until the rescue is successful. Yeah, in this area here, it's officially called the Doomsday Grid. Now, but this game, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's based on the movie, so if you like the movie, you might be interested in this. But of course, the remake completely did away with the board game thing and turned Jumanji into a video game. But wait for my buddy GS Productions to do a video review on that. So basically, if you have one in your house, just follow the jungle drums and set up the game, roll the die, and I wish you. But anyway, that should do it for me. Let's do it for me for now. Until next time, see you then. But for now, I better put this game away before someone decides to get trapped.